What's up, people? It's a beautiful day today. Man, brother just hit me up in my inbox about the heightened state of what's going on right now. And I just want to talk about that for a minute. Um, I've been feeling this for a long time. A lot of people are starting to feel this. And it's time to start preparing for a lot of change. I want to tread lightly. On my podcast, I talked about the future. I did 2 episodes on the Black Cape Jesus podcast about the future, and things are going to change dramatically. And I've been feeling this for a very long time as being somewhat of a clairvoyant, somewhat of a person who sees future. I used to, when I was in church a long time ago, I used to pray for people and see, their lives or, past, present, future, just bits and pieces. But as time went on, I've evolved in my gift. I started to see the future in general, right? And then after I had my Bufo trip, I discovered that the future is very multifaceted, meaning that there's different streams based on our actions, but there's one major stream or endpoint, if that makes sense. That is what we have to understand, the caveat that we have to understand about the future. So saying all that, say we're headed for something. We're headed for something very big, and I know people like to ignore the hard things, and you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't ignore the writing on the wall, the signs, and these things, because it's a possibility. It's a very, very real possibility that there's some very bad things that are going to happen, and you can't ignore it. We're talking about tremendous collapse of everything we know. And I'm very serious about this. There's coming a collapse of every single thing that we know. And there's corruption going on. A tremendous amount of corruption that is about to be exposed. When that corruption is exposed, mark my words, and just listen to me very carefully. There's going to be an all-out war going to happen. Mark my words. I'm very serious about this. There's going to be an all-out global war. I've been seeing visions of this. It keeps me up at night. Like I said, when I look at my eyes, I don't sleep much at all. But I'm not really tired. I'm always energetic. There's a lot that's going to happen. And I keep telling people, be prepared for war. Be prepared to see fighting this year, next year, the year after that. Typically, world wars on average last about 4 years, and I think we're head for like a 4-year battle showdown. And these dark forces, they want this very bad, and they know that they're actually losing the battle because of our consciousness. The humans have risen in consciousness; they can't control us anymore. Everything's falling apart, so they're going to go into global conflict. There's going to be a war pop off. And I've described, if you go back on my Facebook page and read, I prophetically spoke about China, Russia, United States, and the West. And they're about to go for a showdown. But what I see now is that AI is over it all. Actually, AI is manipulating everything to try to make themselves the saviors. So be prepared, y'all. Do not give into this AI mind control. That's the next phase. All I gotta say is this: the most important thing you gotta work on is, I'm gonna talk about my next podcast. No matter what, you gotta work on yourself, your mind, and your inward spirit, your soul, your spirit. You have to elevate and ascend, because things are gonna change, and there's a very mystical and metaphysical thing happening too. The earth is evolving. We are evolving. All while this global conflict is going on. So saying all that to say, prepare to see very, 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 very different reality. Get ready to see violence. Get ready to see war. And be prepared to evolve and ascend internally to ascend and escape out of this. So I really wanted to talk about that real quick. Just really wanted to say that face to face. I know people don't read these days, so I know I do a lot of writing, but people don't read. So I'm telling you straight up that 2022, be prepared. Some very real stuff is going to happen. Be prepared. I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm just trying to prepare your mind, because people's minds are not prepared for what they're about to see. They're not. You're going to freak out. I don't freak out anymore because I've seen a lot of things. That's why I take psychedelics. My mind is conditioned to see what's beyond my five senses. So if I see something, for example, an alien come out of the sky or a walking robot, I'm not going to be afraid. I have no fear of death either. There's no fear of death anymore in my life. So I'm ready for war. I'm ready for whatever happens. But you're not. And that's why I'm here to help you prepare for that so that you know what to do. So saying all that to say, there's a future happening right now. And just like when Doctor Strange in the movie Infinity War, he's seen all these different future outcomes. Yes, there are multiple futuristic outcomes. But there's one. And the major one, well, there's two. The big one is we win. Humanity wins. We create a new earth, a new society of evolved human beings. And we're united. Number two, if we lose, guess what happens? AI takes over. You will become a battery. The Matrix is the new Bible. Just watch all that stuff over again with a different eye. You will become a battery in a very, very dark, sunless world. So if they win, that's what's going to happen. And we're always going to be fighting this AI force. And that's just for those who don't ascend, though. For those who don't ascend, you're going to be stuck in the third dimension, fighting this continual battle between AI and humanity. But those that are ascended, I'm going to talk about that more. Just stay tuned to the podcast. I'm going to talk about that more. But just be prepared. Saying all to say, just be prepared. I just want to give a message there after I spoke with a brother that messaged me about what's happening, and we all have to start preparing and getting ready. And I've been saying this, and y'all going to come in. Y'all going to be in my inbox. Watch. When this stuff start popping off, y'all going to be, hey, man, you were so right about the wars happening right now. Oh, my God, what do I do? I'm telling you right now. Be prepared. And here first. And then have a plan. If you want to escape, start to make that plan to escape. Yeah, like I said, there's lots of safe places in the world to go. You have to go out into the wilderness. You have to go to places where there are no other people to really, really live and survive. And while you're doing that, you have to ascend. Now, if you're caught in the middle of the war zone, like Nas said, you better get yourself a gun to protect yourself. Because number one, I've already been saying this. The police are not going to be able to protect you. The society's collapsing. The medical system is going to fall apart. The police are there's not going to be able to protect you. You got to start preparing how to live independently from the system, independently from the matrix. So I'm going to leave y'all there with it again. And I wanted to just give this message today, preparing you all for the global conflict we're about to see. World War III, you want to call it. I don't care what you want to call it. It's going to be the next revolutionary war, the civil war, whatever title you want to put on it. Just know that there's war coming and be prepared. So this is Black Hebrew Jesus, helping you all expand your consciousness to the possibilities of what we are experiencing in this reality. Y'all be blessed, and stay tuned. More to come. All right, y'all. Peace out.